Yo, what's going on, YouTube? And welcome back to Goal Line Hockey. It's your boy, Kevin Forte. We're taking a look today at the New York Islanders goaltender Semyon Varlamov put up a franchise record shutout streak as he has really been good for the Islanders this season, specifically against the New York Rangers. We'll be taking a look at that right now in this video. So let's get right into it. So this season, Semyon Varlamov has put up some of the best numbers we have seen in his career. 18, 9, and 4 so far this season, a 2.05 goals against average, and a .930 save percentage. A really solid season for Semyon Varlamov. We know how good he is, and he has just continued to do that this season with the Islanders. He has an over 200-minute shutout streak right now, and that is pretty good, I would say. That's pretty good, considering a game is 60 minutes. That's pretty damn long. That's pretty good for Varlamov. He has 3 straight shutouts versus the New York Rangers, and 2 of them this week on Thursday and Saturday. 2 consecutive shutouts against the Rangers. Now, I am going to say you have to give some credit to the New York Islanders defense. And I talked about this in the Islanders clinching the playoffs video earlier today. The Islanders are the team they are today because of their defensive structure and the system. And I was, if you watch those games, if you watch any of the games recently from the Islanders, maybe not the Washington games, maybe throw those out in the trash. The Islanders give up chances. They give up a lot of shots, but they're from the outside of the dots, very far away from the goaltender, which makes it easier for Semyon Varlamov and Ilya Sorokin to make saves. All they have to do is make the save and make sure there's no rebound. That's their job. And for the defensemen, it's to make sure, Adam Pelech, Ryan Pollock, Scott Mayfield, Barry Trotz is telling him, listen, give up the shot, but make sure they're above the dots. And they are anywhere, very far away from being a threat of even that shot. If they shoot it, the goaltender has enough time to get in position and make the save. And we have seen the Islanders goaltending and their defensive duo really doing that now for the past 3 or 4 years since Barry Trotz has been with the Islanders. And I noticed with the Rangers in particular, that's one of the struggles the Rangers have had with the Islanders is their inability to make that extra move. Say, you got the defenseman right in front of you to make that move across on the outside and beat him along the boards and get around and create some space and some time. The Rangers don't do that. They just take the shot, from at the top of the dots. And when Varlamov's just watching you come into the zone and he's already in position, there's nowhere to shoot. There's nowhere to score. And that's why the Rangers struggled so mightily against the Islanders. The Islanders were saying, yeah, get that shot on net. Who cares? You outshot us in the last 2 periods of the game on Thursday, but you didn't score any goals because they were all non-threatening shots. Now, if you watch the Islanders, there were a couple times where you saw Brock Nelson, Josh Bailey, which I was a little bit surprised. Obviously, Matt Barzal, Anthony Beauvillier, making that little extra move on the inside to get a closer shot on Igor Shesterkin or Alexander Georgiev. And that's where the Islanders maybe take advantage of their opportunities, unlike some of these other teams like the New York Rangers. It's just a total polar opposite situation. And that extra move really makes a difference. That extra pivot and you set the defenseman back and you gain a little bit of space, that could be the difference whether you score a goal or not. And there's ways around this system. I mean, if we've seen what Washington's done with the Islanders, you got to beat them up. That's another thing. The Rangers, not a very physical team. I would like to see, if I'm a Rangers general manager right now or a fan, I'd be looking at maybe bringing in a gritty player, and maybe not Brendan Lemieux, but like a power forward-esque player. I know the San Jose Sharks aren't going to like to hear this, but what about a guy like Timo Meier? I think he would be a really nice fit with the New York Rangers, as I do not want to see that happen because it would make the Rangers better, but that's the kind of guy that the Rangers need to add in front. And Chris Kreider is that guy, but again, he's out of the lineup right now. So, the New York Islanders, give them some credit. I mean, the Islanders have one of the best goals against average each season from their goaltenders. They have one of the best in terms of goals against per season. The Islanders are really great in that category. And like I said, they're giving up shots like any other team. but it's the quality chances that matter, and the New York Islanders give very few of those, if any, in a game against their opponents, and we saw that on display here against a very young New York Rangers team. So guys, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. What do you think of Semyon Varlamov and the New York Islanders? Obviously, Ilya Sorokin, I want to give him some credit. He could still win the Calder Trophy this season, but the Islanders, Varlamov has just been unreal recently, and he's gone through a lot in his career. You know, obviously with stuff that happened in Washington that I don't really want to talk about in the video. You could look it up on your own. Colorado, he had a little bit of a good run there in Colorado, and then I gave the Islanders a little bit of flack for making that move, bringing in Varlamov. They gave him a lot of money for a couple of years. I was a little bit concerned about that, but if I've learned anything about what the Islanders can do with goaltenders like Yaroslav Halak, Thomas Greiss, Christopher Gibson, now we're seeing it with Sorokin and Varlamov, the Islanders system works with the right goaltender, and we're seeing that once again here with the Islanders. Oh, and Robin Leonard. So guys, that is it for this video. If you guys like what we're doing here at Goal Line Hockey and want to see the latest news around the NHL, you guys know what to do. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and an even bigger subscribe down below. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and let's go Islanders.